Hello everyone, this is my attempt to make things a little tighter for everyone here. I've seen my other videos and I think you don't get to the point quick enough. So, a little bit about myself. I was an English major. I love English very much. I practiced it. I read it. I like it. I like talking about movies and music and critiquing anything that has to do with words at all. But it doesn't make any money. At least not the way I do it, I suppose. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, I don't know. Well, anyway, so I went from one degree that's not very stable to one that is, I think, the most stable. Coding. Out of just sheer fear, I want a degree that would benefit me. The high degree of success. So, like a person who is drawn to words, I found a few words very pivotal for a coder. These are the ones that bothered me the most at the beginning. I didn't really know what they meant. You know, like when you're a kid, they tell you to think critically, right? Just a bit, use your critical thinking. You know, I would just stare at the paper. I wouldn't really know what that meant. I had to really figure out for myself that thinking critically basically means keeping a productive question in your mind. So if you run out of questions, if you don't know what the next step is, if you just focus on the problem and not the solution, you're not really using your critical thinking skills. You're stuck in the rut. You stop thinking critically, I suppose. So I'm just going to decode some of these words here. Hopefully it'll help some of you out. Frequency. Frequency. You have to study this frequency. I didn't know what that meant exactly. I had to listen to a lot of podcasts. What it came down to is an hour a day. That is what is demanded of you if you want success in the foreseeable future. You could say, oh, but I want to do 3, I want to do 4, I want to do 5. Whatever you can do without burning out. That's what frequency actually means. It doesn't mean how much you can do every day for a month. We're talking about years. Can you do this every day? I couldn't. I didn't know what frequency meant. I think I tried 6 hours a day. I went for about a month. I shouldn't be as proud as I am for doing that, because I also stopped working for a month. Burned out. I stopped studying completely for a month. That's not reliable. I'm not reliable for doing that. So I'm being responsible. So whatever you can tolerate. If you really want to push the envelope, I guess you can go up to 2, 3. And then once you burn out and you lose a week or 2, maybe you can recalibrate. That's what frequency means. So play with the code. Play with the code. I'll have that thrown at me. People older than me, people younger than me. Just play with the code. It's easy. Just play with the code. Like if it was blocks or something. Like if I was playing basketball. Somebody said, just, if you want to learn basketball, just play with the basketball. I knew exactly what they meant. Dribble it, shoot it. You get better within time. Code is different. There's a search and discovery within the internet. You have to search this information out. You have to discover it. Then you have to understand it, and then you have to store it. So that's basically, so I'll tell you, for example, what I do. I go on YouTube. I look for very ambivalent YouTuber, and if they have a GitHub account, they'll usually just have their code that they're working on their video, on their YouTube account, and then you can just take that code and bring it home to your text editor. Sorry about that. Just bring it here. See, I have two. You can split this in half. See right here, you can split right, split left. And you can make multiple. You can add another one here, put a code here, so you can look at your code and their code. This is a GitHub account, right? You want to make a website. You just want raw code, an example of what you're doing. You can go on here. I just searched website. Here you go. Tutorials, this, that. Code pen. Code pen. This is very nice. Make an account. You can just search it too. Code pen. Nav bar. This. What is that? You go here. Look at this beautiful nav bar. Here's the code for it. You grab this, go to your text editor, put it on here, you put it on this side, and then you look at your code, whatever you're doing. You gotta be an honest actor here. You can't take this person's code because, well, they're probably putting up something basic. And it's not going to impress anybody. You need to learn how to do this on your own. So hopefully you have something going on here that you can take from here and then just learn from. So you do that. You do that. And if that's not enough, there's other websites you could look up. You could go to Team Treehouse. Team Treehouse is very nice. Learn to code there. Code Academy. That's another one. Go to what, you just like Free Code Camp's another one. You get to one of these websites, you do some courses, and somewhere in between looking up YouTube videos, looking up raw code, and doing some courses online, whether you pay for it or not, that's gonna get you some understanding. That's plain. See, you thought I was joking. You thought I was just like, well, you just do it over and over. You just like keep typing it. I mean, you could. If it was simple enough. But I'm talking about the difficult stuff. You're just hard stuck. You don't know what to do. This is how you get out of it. Right? Yeah, sometimes you could just like look at something, take something off, change it, see what it does, and that's it, right? For example, like, let's see, doing HTML, tab, what? Sorry. HTML. enter. There you go. It's the enter button on here. See the body. Maybe if you put hi, and then you can, I don't know, put style equals something like let's change this to green, right? And save it. I have some plugins here. Whenever this thing did, oh great, this is YouTube Magic. Okay. Hi. See that? And then you can just say something like, oh, I don't know. What if it didn't say green? What if, like, maybe you want to ask yourself, what does this do, right? What does that thing do? Does that thing even do anything? You just go, boop, save it. By the way, it's Control S to save. That's why I'm doing that without going to File. So Control S to save. Come over here. Not there. You come over here. No, look, it doesn't do anything, right? So let me just add font weight bold, right? Not put anything. Save that. So I want this thing bold. I think it's important that it's bold. Uh-oh. I don't know. Let's come back here. Maybe this thing does do something. You say to yourself, do this. You save. Go back. Oh my goodness, it did do something. So what we learned in this pseudo experiment is that, of course, semicolon does do something. God, that was utterly boring, right? But just to show you what people say play with the code means. You check something off, you just check it, right? What I was talking about over here was when you have a bigger problem. When you have something that you can't just solve by putting something in or out. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I try to keep... Maybe it's just me. Yeah, I'm immature. That was fine. Nobody else caught that. Anyway, so manage your time. Managing your time is important for everyone, young and old. You probably started junior high or something. As a writer, I've never done that in my life. I get rewarded for not doing anything. Because 99.999% of what I do is daydream. I daydream. Something's presented to me by, like, whatever brain does. Just shows me things, right, when I'm daydreaming. I think that's a neat story. I start writing it. Most people get punished for that. If you daydream, well, you're wasting time. How do you know, you're not thinking about the future, you're not thinking about the past, you're not thinking about the present, you gotta keep moving. If you stop swimming, you die, right? Something like that. So this was very new to me. I needed training wheels, and this is the training wheels that I found helped the most. The Pomodoro technique is a time management method developed by Francisco Cirillo, something like that. In the 1980s, the technique uses a timer to break down work into intervals, traditionally 25 minutes in length, separated by short breaks. So here you go. This is tomato timer. The reason tomato is like, symbolic of this technique, because Pomodoro is like a type of tomato, I think. Anyways, here's a really sweet website. So the short breaks, it's 5 minutes, long breaks are 10, and it's 3 and 3. Traditionally it's 3 and 3. Whatever you want though, you can actually just like change. So you can go to settings, change the timer and things. This is great for people who can't start or who don't want to continue. If you've played sports ever in your life, this is probably great because your entire life is a go button, right? You hear the whistle, you go, no matter what. It is important to be, I guess, strong. What is it? Decisive. Once you make the choice to do this, you have to keep going. I'm telling you out of experience that once you say, it's okay, I'm gonna take a longer break, or I'm not, I'm only gonna take long breaks today I don't feel like it, then then you're creating a habit and of being okay. And if you're creating a habit of being okay with what you're doing, then you're never gonna get better because you're okay with whatever is happening around you, right? Anyways, that's about it. Yeah. Well, I hope this one was pithier. Thank you for listening.